switch the camera here so you have the right camera. No, that's not the right camera. There we go. Okay, live on IG. And live on, oh, wait. Okay, 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, live on X, top post. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, live on X, top post. Okay, that should be that. All right, let's get going. Hi, Pega.
Time alone when I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna feel one night with good love, baby. That's all I wanna do. So baby, if you got that feeling, well, I wanna give you that midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So baby, if you've got that feeling, you know I wanna give you that midnight healing. Oh, I just wanna make love to you all night long. Midnight healing, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Booking.com as stays for
YouTube, you son of a bitch. All right. What's good, y'all? Alex is laughing because he knows YouTube likes to sneak it in there. All right, hang on, everybody. I'm making my way over. Good morning. HOPE is back on Fridays. I'm a little discombobulated this week. I broke my phone. I broke my glasses. I got everything's breaking this week. I guess the universe says that it's time to move on to. I guess I have to. Come on, let me go. I want to just check audio real quick, and then we are going to bring our guest on. So give me a second while I check everything. Skip. Yeah. Come on. Are you kidding me? So I don't know how many of you guys ever broke your phone and then have to replace it, but man, I have spent a whole day. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Welcome to HOPE. It's been a while. I think February 28th was our last show. We had Anuda on, and then it wasn't over. I just, I needed a little bit of a break. So I took a little bit of a break, but we're back. Today we have Alexander joining us. We got a chance to see him actually meet him and see some of his work on a community show, which he unfortunately wasn't available to join us. But hang on one second, Alex. I'm getting some feedback. You got something playing over there?
Say it again.
I said I got a little feedback. You got anything playing over there?
Land? No, I don't have anything.
You don't have the show the show's not playing anymore? Okay. All right. So without further ado, we had a chance to meet Alex on one of the community shows. We got a chance to see his art, but we didn't get a chance to talk to him and meet him in person. He had sent us a few get-to-know-you videos to compensate for the fact that he was on location. He wasn't able to make the show. But he reached out to me and he said, Mark, I'd love to do a spotlight show. So here he is. So without further ado, let's get him on. Hang on, everybody, while we bring him up. Okay, there he is. We got him. Hang on, Alex. Double screen. There we go. Okay. All right. Alex, what's up, buddy? Say hello to everybody.
Hello everyone. Hello, Mark.
All right. Welcome to HOP. Alex, you made it finally to the hour of power. We didn't have a chance to get to know you on the community show, but now, you reached out and here we go. We got you locked into a show. We had a little bit of a little, we finally got you. We finally linked up. So welcome to HOP, Alex. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Alex, the way we always start off the show, pretty simple. Why don't you give us a little brief introduction to who you are? Introduce us to you and give us something. Let's get to know you a little bit better here. So why don't you take it from here, Alex?
Okay, so my name is Alexander. I'm a software engineer by daily life, and it's pretty boring. And out of my daily software engineering, I'm a photographer. I'm a passionate photographer. I call myself an artist with the camera. I'm taking it to the extreme. I'm trying to do the best effort in order to create the best I can. I travel the world worldwide, married with a kid, 3 kids. What else I can say?
Okay. Alex, let me ask you a question. You know what? Okay, hang on. Let's start from the beginning before I start hitting you with all these questions. Photography seems to be your thing. You take great photographs. Before we get into all of that, though, we got to kind of rewind it back to the beginning. And I want to figure out who Alex was from the very beginning. So as a child, let's start there. Were you surrounded by any artistic influence? Were there photographers in your family? Were you into art? Was art something that you were surrounded by? because I always feel like there's a story before we get to the artist. And before we get to the artist in present time, I want to know how the artist, the origins, I want to know how the artist came to be. Because I do believe there's an artist in everyone, all different sorts of ways. So as a child, was art very prevalent? As a child, did you have a family that were artists, photographers? Maybe you want to talk a little bit about that. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so my grandfather was a journalist photographer, but we hardly spoke about it. He was a military photographer, and most of the photos he took was classified, and I didn't see them at all. So we hardly spoke about it. And my life as a photographer actually starts with a bad story. I got through divorce, and I got into depression. And what saved me, I started to hike a lot, and it kept my sanity. It kept my sanity, and when I hiked, I felt good. And when I come back home, I was depressed again. What I wanted to do, I wanted to keep those memories, and I started to take photos with first with phone, afterwards with a simple camera, and afterwards I learned to take photos, to post-process photos, and this is how everything started. It's less than 8 years I'm being photographer. So this is my story, how it started.
Okay, okay. So interesting. I find the grandfather story very interesting. Top secret photos that nobody was ever allowed to talk about. That's got to be something. Did he ever take photos? Did he ever do photography as as casual or a hobby or just a job?
Now he had it as a job.
Okay.
But not as a hobby. And again, the only lesson I remember from him is about teaching, not me, teaching my sister how to crop the photo. It's the only lesson I got from him.
Okay, okay. So some lessons going on, but okay. So as you well, okay. So I want to get to that, but as you grew up, was high school, college, was there any art present, or did you just focus on software engineer? What went on during grade school, high school, maybe?
Down high school, I was focused on computer games, video games, Counter-Strike, Half-Life, things like that. I almost got kicked off my school because I didn't learn it all. I played video games over there all the time, all day.
Okay. Were you a COD guy?
COD?
Are you a COD? Did I got it right? COD?
I don't know.
Casualties. No. Shit. It's my favorite first person. Oh man, what is it? They always do I have it right? HCOD. All right. What was your favorite game?
I used to play Counter-Strike a lot. Like we played it online, a lot of people together.
Okay.
This is most of the time spent there.
There was I always tell this story. So Metal Gear Solid was one of my favorite series of games. I don't know if you ever played Metal Gear Solid, but also there was this one game. I don't know why the name is not coming to me. So I'm gonna actually have to Google it, but my entire phone is so messed up right now. All right, video game. Call of Duty. You ever play Call of Duty?
Yes.
Okay, so Call of Duty probably robbed me of I remember one of my favorite things to do with Call of Duty was to do what was it called? It was a free for all, and so they dropped like 20 of you on a board, and you all went at it, kind of like Last Man Standing type thing. I remember I spent hours and hours. Oh my God, I was up all. You're laughing because you know what I'm talking about. You're up all night. The sun comes up before you even know it. You didn't get any sleep. You're playing through the night. Video games could be a very they could be a very entertaining pastime, and they definitely take a lot of time. But I'll tell you what, I often found that I could meditate while playing. You know, you stop thinking about everything, and all of a sudden answers would come to you because I feel like you just go on you know, it's this meditation state as you're just trying to, you know, focus on the game. So question, is games what got you into programming? How did you know, because eventually you probably high school and college, is it the gaming aspect that had you focusing on programming, or was it something different?
No, it's actually a kind of different story. I was always interested in engineering. I was interested in electricity and electronics. And after my school, I went to military. I live in Israel, and military service is mandatory for us. So after the military service, I started to learn electronic. It's called. I have a BSc in electricity and electronics engineering.
Okay.
So, and my focus, my project for the end of study was related to the solar systems, to the solar panels, and things like that. How can you get maximum from the from the solar panels? But I was very lucky when I ended my study. It was a very heavy down in requirements for engineers, and I couldn't find a job. Like I was after the study, I was 2 years without a job, without anything. Like, and I had married, and I had family I had to pay the bills. So what I did, I understood that I cannot proceed in this area, and I just looked for what is required today. And I had many friends who were software developers already with a successful career. And I said, okay, let's do it. Let's do a switch. I took a couple of courses, learned how to program, and found a job. And I already about 10 years already. I'm SoftWorks.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 years.
Okay. So interesting. Now, if I have, you said electrical engineer, correct?
Electrical and electronics, electricity and electronics, like
Okay.
both.
Okay. All right. So you're good with electricity. Fascinating. So I'm a mechanical engineer, but I didn't know too many people who went into electrical. I knew a lot who did civil. I knew a lot who did environmental. But I didn't know too many that moved into the electrical field. And electricity has always been something that I found very fascinating, especially when it comes to even just wiring a home and the laws of electricity and how it works. Also, we're charged electrical beings as well. So I always found an interest in that. Okay. So electrical engineer, a little problem finding work, but then moved into programming. Can I ask what type of programming? I mean, it sounded that you ended up landing a pretty solid job. Is it web programming or app programming? Am I in the area? Here, maybe I'll let you talk about it. Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to dig in technical details a lot because it's pretty boring. But I started as a backend developer.
Okay.
Like if you can translate it to it's everything behind the scenes. I make things work and things like that. I worked as a backend engineer for 6 years, and afterwards I made a switch to the DevOps. The DevOps is a man who is responsible, like, to take the product and to bring it to to the sites and to make everything works. So again, I'm behind the scenes. You cannot see what I'm working on. It's not like it's not a front end, not visible things. It's everything like somewhere there.
Okay. Okay. You know, I find it very fascinating that, and I don't know if it's just me. I think everybody's starting to realize, but it seems like all the artists that have been able to successfully make it into NFTs and become part of it. So everybody seems to have a programming background, or they're familiar with programming, or they're an engineer, or the physicist. Just it's fascinating how the science genre really entered into the NFT scene. But then all these artists flourished out of this science, which I find it fascinating. It's just how it's interesting how a lot of the same type of personalities ended up here, and you wouldn't believe how many end up on the show, and you wouldn't believe how many are programmers, engineers. It's very fascinating. Every time I run into an engineer or a program, and I'm like, this, NFTs, the exchanges, so it's not to wallets, downloading. It wasn't easy in the beginning. So divorce, things didn't work out. Sounded like there was a lot going on. And then you picked up hiking. I'm not sure if you went hiking, but then hiking somehow turned into what were you catching the views? And then said, I have to capture this. Did it start with a cell phone and then move to a bigger camera? How did the inspiration occur? I mean, was it something that started from shooting, just taking captures with the phone? Because these phones, man, some of these phones have great cameras on them, but they've really evolved, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But what the hiking kind of. I would imagine that hiking is very close to scuba diving, very quiet. In a very quiet state. It gives you time to think. Not only that, but exercise, anything in the morning, anything makes you feel better, especially to get the endorphins going. Go ahead, man. Fill us in a little. Go ahead, take it from there.
Okay, it's hard to say when I did a switch from, like, I am hiking and taking the photos on the way from I'm shooting. I'm shooting. But what I wanted to do, but my intention for taking photos was to take the feelings from the hike back to home. And when I came back home and I iterated over the photos I took, I saw them. It was flat. It's like it didn't reveal the feelings that I had, the views that I saw. It's not even close. So I started to look how I can do it better. Started with a simple camera, and my first, when I took a photo with a camera, it was worse than phone, because like phone do auto settings for you. And again, simple in semi-professional and professional camera, it's nothing like that. You have an auto, but it doesn't work well. Like no, and you don't have automatic GDR, and you need to do multiple exposure. But yeah, the first inspiration was when I saw videos by Elia Lacarde. It's like my Kumir, my inspiration for the editing of photos. He's a professional photographer who invented time blending, traveled worldwide, and he recorded very detailed videos for the how to approach to the post-processing and how to do it right. And I saw that you can do with photos actually when you do it right. And this was a great inspiration for me for keep doing and to look how I can do it better.
Okay. So it's okay. Interesting. So you came across layering. I'm going to imagine it's because you did mention shooting it. Are we talking about bracket shooting?
It's kind of like multiple exposure. It's when you're taking different exposure for catch the highlights and to catch the shadows. Because if with one settings, you cannot get everything.
Multiple exposure is when you take a photograph and it fires off at different exposures to allow you to. So I'm imagining that you're capturing the foreground at a certain exposure. You're capturing the sky at a certain exposure. And then this allows you to bring it into post and you begin to layer the final work of final photo, because sometimes it's difficult if you don't. It's sunrise, sunset, especially in the situations that you're in. You won't always be able to get the right exposure if you're capturing, especially locations, sunrise, sunset. Sometimes that sky might be so strong that it'll just black out anything else in the frame. I'm imagining we're in the right territory here, right? Am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Change it.
So did you have the ability to find this information on YouTube? How did you how did you come across your knowledge?
Okay, it's most of the things that I do, it's kind of try and fold.
Okay.
I looked a lot of Elia Lacardi was a great inspiration. I look every single recording he created, and mostly in the post processing, he was great to the details, and he took us very smoothly from the beginnings to the advanced levels. He was great. YouTube, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of text. I just go and read how to. I accessed a couple of workshops, mostly for the studio photography and for the astrophotography. Okay. But again, most of the things I know, I tried and I folded, or I tried and succeeded. It succeeded, but I tried a lot of things.
So I'm gonna, yeah, right. So the question that I missed was during this programming time where you picked up the camera. I'm gonna imagine that it started as a hobby capturing these images. It's interesting how if I always tell everybody, so it takes so many photographers, just anybody with a camera, you take so many pictures, so many photographs, that you have to save properly, right? You have to categorize and you have to save. And usually what I do is I organize everything by date, folder by date. And so I can go back month by month by month, day by day by day, and I can look at everything that I did on my phone, anything I did with my regular camera, my Sony, any shoots that I had, because I organize all of my files by day. And then it's interesting because I go back to my files and I could literally remember. I could remember the time period in my life just by going through the photos, and the photos bring back, the memories. And so I understand clearly when you say capturing the emotion from the moment, because I'm sure during the hikes you have dealing with a lot of emotions, but then you came across this beautiful scene and not quite capturing it the way you want to. And then seeing others have success at it, but not understanding the intricacies of how they're getting that final formula, not knowing a lot of compositing, a lot of different layers, which then involves, I'm going to imagine that your photography was from everything that I'm getting, mostly self-taught. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So it's interesting today how if you find the right inspirations and the information that they put out, how much you can learn. It's not like back in the day when you actually had to go onto a set or work with a photographer and you had to be their assistant and in order to learn, right? That information was so tough to get a hand on. But now it seems like it's available for everybody to create and self-teach. So as you were, well, let me ask you this, because it sounds like you studied studio. It sounds like I see you do a lot of location. So what became was location shooting is it your passion, or did other passions develop as you started shooting? Did you say, hey, wildlife, subjects, people? How did it develop? Because it sounded like it started with, capturing a beautiful scene. But from there, has it expanded your inspiration?
Okay, I can photography started to be my passion. When I get really into it, it was my passion, and everything that I thought it was photography. And during the work, sometimes I said, when I worked till the late hours, I said, okay, stop now. There's a beautiful sunset going on. I'm going now to take some photos. I will come back in 30 minutes and continue work. It happened. It happened all. And I love all kinds of photography. And for most photographers, three different areas that I loved is landscape, people shooting, photo shooting, not with a lens, and street photography. But what I realized that I don't have enough time for everything. I wanted to get through all of it, and at some point of time, I had to choose what I'm going to do, what I'm going to focus myself on, if it's going to be a landscape or if it's going to be a people. And exactly, I thought how it's going to be, and I scheduled a photography with someone, with a girl who arrived with 1 hour and a half late, and the light went away, and she didn't even apologize. She took it. It's okay. It's it's a pre-photo shoot. What do you want from it? And okay. I probably work with landscape because when.
So one photographer to another, you're making me laugh because I know those situations. I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you finished?
No, it's okay. I finished. So.
Listening to you talk, it says, so I was landscape, I was animal. Like you in the beginning, when I first picked up the camera, I was so excited just to be shooting anything. And I fell in love with shooting people. But people can tend to really be difficult to work with sometimes. So I understand the frustration and how that could possibly direct you down another path. So you decided landscape. Because I would imagine less dependent, less worrying about other, it's just when you have to deal with when you work with people, there's a lot of different factors. that you're not in control of, right? Hair, makeup, them getting there on time, scheduling, it's wardrobe. There's a lot involved when dealing with people. When dealing with landscape, the responsibilities on you to get out there at the right time, make sure you're out there before the sunset, or before magic hour happens. Okay, so you decided to go to landscape route. You sounds like you're learning post. I'd imagine you know Photoshop pretty well, or Lightroom as well. Probably happens to be in your repertoire of tools. So now you decided to stick to landscape. Which way do I want to go with this? As you were, here's a good question. How did the transition happen, right? Because it became a passion. And when you're passionate about something, you're out there shooting it because it makes you, it resonates with you. That's where that passion comes from. And then eventually you make that turn where you're like, all right, you know what? Let me see how everybody responds to my work, or maybe I'll put it up for sale, or maybe I'll try to sell a print, or maybe I'll take it a little more professional. I'll start introducing my work to people. What was the time period, or what was that time, or what was that shot that really, at what point in time did you feel confident enough after the shot, after learning post, after seeing others and being inspired by others? What was that moment in time where you were like, you know what? I'm going to give this a good run. I'm going to put all my heart into it, and I'm going to start creating these works of art. So there had to be a moment somewhere where you looked at a photo and you were like, yeah, this is what I belong doing. You want to share that with us a little?
Okay, I'm, how do I say it? It always was, it started as a hobby, and I felt really good doing it. And I didn't rely on opinions or opinion of other people. Didn't affect me much. But I remember one particular thing that happened that I was okay. It when I was hiking, and I took photos. I took a lot of photos with people surrounding scorpions. Yeah. And I took a shot of someone, and I showed it, like, see what I took. And she told me, give me this photo, I'm going to print it and to put it on the wall. And I said, oh, wow, I'm probably doing something right here. By the way, my wife, I met during the hike because I took a photo of her. I took a photo, I showed her the photo to her, and she said, oh, wow, it looks really nice. And one thing linked to the other, I proposed a photo shoot, and married happily married together.
Wow. So it's just interesting stories. So you were hiking. So it's so funny how the universe and how the world works. I think that I'm always a huge manifestation of the mind, right? And so when you decide mentally to move forward, it's just interesting how I feel like, all of a sudden the world starts putting steps in front of you. You can't see the path if you stay in the confusion, right? But if you begin to move forward, there's a movie, Indiana Jones, where he has to take a step and he has to have faith in the step. He can't see, he can't see the path. The path looks like he's going to die on the path. But when he takes a step and his foot hits the path, he realizes, faith in not being able to see. So it's interesting how the universe opens the doors. So here you are. It's just what a good story, right? Here you are, is walking off the anger, the upset, hiking, getting your mind at rest. And you find that this leads you to not only a new hobby, but a new passion. But this passion also leads you to taking a photo of your future wife that you met on a hike. I mean, the stories don't get, I mean, the story of, if there was ever a story of the universe lining up, it's lining up for you, Alexander, man. Right then, that's a perfect example of you not getting stuck in a situation where a lot of people tend to dwell. And then here you are moving forward. And then all these doors are opening and aligning. And then, wow, like that's a pretty cool story right there. So you met her, you took some photos of her, now your passion is growing. Someone mentions that they want to put a print on the wall. So at that point in time, was it like, let me give this the best shot that I could? Because, you say a lot of times that, you want to get better. The same way that you can get content with a camera or equipment is the same way you could become content in life, in a relationship, but to always push yourself better and to create more. So at that point in time, was it like, let me go and now, were you still using the camera phone? Did you invest in a camera first? Did you get a camera kit? Fill me in, man. How did that all happen?
Okay. How it happened, how the transition. It's one step leads to another. When I creating something and I'm out of success, I'm trying to eliminate the blaming thing. Like sometimes people that they cannot succeed in something, they tend to blame surroundings. Like, it's because of environment was not good. It's because of
Blamers.
I don't have a. Yep, it's because I don't have good camera. So at first, when I went this way, I eliminated those things for me. So I bought a best camera at the moment at the market. I can't invested a ton of money. But I couldn't say that my shot was not succeed because my camera is bad. My camera was good, and the only one who I had to blame is me. It's because I don't know something. This way, I learned. Like, I am unsuccessful. How do I prevent it in future? And it happens. Mistakes happens all the time. And today I can say that I'm a professional photographer. Like, I'm not a professional. It's not my profession, but I can compete with professional photographers who doing it daily for the money. But mistakes happen all the day. Today I recently was in China, and I was like for 4 weeks at China, and at some point of time, my camera settings was messed, and half of my photos that I took from China are in mid-sized JPEG, not in a RAW. Yep, and I didn't realize.
They were small photos.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how it happened. The first part of the trip, it's raw files and everything is good, and the second part of the images, it's a mid-size JPEG. Like, I started to post photos when I come back from the trip, and like, why it's not good? I can't get details. I gotta shadows. Why it's so quiet? Why? What's happening here? And when I saw what the size, I was like, wow. So it happens all the time. I remember a couple of months ago, I went to the location to the photo shoot, and I arrived to the location. I set up a tripod, I set up a camera, I set up all the surrounding things, and I started shooting, and then I realized that I forgot a memory card. And it's a free. It's 2 hours driving. So yeah.
Do you so it's funny, right? Because there's been times where I forgot the memory card, and it was that there were times where that caused me to say, okay, I need a checklist. So whether it's on my phone or digital or whether I have it on paper, and I always print out a new one before every shoot. Go through your checklist, right? And so it's these mistakes that make us better artists, better professionals, better photographers. I could sit here and swap stories with you. I went to Thailand, and as a professional photographer, when you meet other professional photographers, one of the first things I learned was, did you bill in the clicks? And I said, well, what's that mean? What I don't. Well, you have to, if you 1,000 clicks, you have to bill in those clicks. And I'm like, what, the shutter click? Yeah, you bill the shutter click, the photos you take. And I'm like, why do you bill the shutter click? And he's like, because eventually your shutter stops clicking. And at that point, you need a new base, so you need a new camera. And I'm like, I didn't know that. And he's like, you bill for the camera. You bill for this. You know. And so I remember going to Thailand, and I was hired. I was out there shooting. No. Hang on. Let me say this. I got to say this. That's not true. My cameras all worked for that trip. It was the first trip I went to Thailand, and I went to meet somebody. I had my camera, and my shutter failed on that trip. And I had never been to Thailand before. And the Thailand architecture of the buildings, of the temples especially, blowing me away. In Indonesia, I love the rice farms. There was all this beautiful stuff in Thailand. And I remember my base, it was a Canon EO, I think it was the 30D. I want to say it was the 20D or the 30D. The base just stopped. The shutter crapped out. The only thing I had was my phone. Other times, I've never shot small images, but I can tell you that you put so much effort into something, one small mistake could change that whole shoot. But it redirects you as a professional. As a professional, you're like, oh, all right, I just got to make sure that's how we learn, right? Okay, what kind of camera? What camera? You said you invested a lot of money, so now I'm interested. What camera did you end up purchasing?
I bought an Nikon D850. Like at the moment, it was the best DSLR camera for market.
Okay.
Like nowadays, I think that I probably should invest in Sony, maybe. It's debatable. Like it's debatable.
I'm a Sony guy, so I'm a Sony guy. So
yeah, Sony they were first to invent mirrorless.
Yes.
And
yes.
Nowadays everything is mirrorless, and Sony is the best mirrorless you can get at the market.
Okay, are you Sony now, or are you still Nikon? What do you shoot with?
No. Like the problem that you buy one, it's very hard to switch because you you have the lenses exactly.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's okay. I have 4 lenses. That it's very hard to. It's very expensive to switch when you go to other camera. But yeah, I recently got very in the aerial photography, drone photography.
Okay.
I at some point of time I wanted to try to make a full transition from a software engineer to a full-time photographer. Okay. And I did a research on what photographers are making money on, and most money as from teaching others and to taking photo tours. And I thought, okay, let's try to teach. I hosted a few workshops. Not the best, like people are people. And I said, okay, let's try a different approach. Let's try to organize a photo tour. And I organized a photo tour to the Lofoten Islands, Norway. I led a small group of natural photographers. I teach them, and I organized everything. I thought about location, the shots. I booked flights. I booked hotels for them, and I just paid for it. And the first and the last time I did it, it's not. People are people. Yeah.
I feel like I could take over this show, Alex. I have experienced so much of what you're talking about. Like you are bringing up all of these past. I did the workshops. I also we used to have these big oh shit. We used to call them what do we call them? We called them mega shoots. And so we would hire, we would bring in 6 models, then all the photographers would come and pay to come in and shoot during this mega shoot. And then they would get all these photos. I lived the same life. Okay. So I don't, less about me, more about you. I don't want this to become this is not about me. This is more about you. Sorry, but I have stories, man. I could probably sit and swap stories with you. Cause what do you think? Well, let me ask you a question. Where do you think, if you were to make the switch, professional photographer, which I'm sure you're still looking, or perhaps have. Well, you did mention that you're still a software engineer, so I don't think that switch has completely happened yet. But where do you think the money is when it comes in terms of self-supporting or making that move to full income as a photographer?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm still a software engineer, and when it comes to NFT world and the teaching and making money from the photography, and I try to do it, I caught myself at the point that I have to do things that I don't really like and enjoy. So I already have one job that I don't like. Software engineer, it's boring, and I think it's the most percentage of burnout happens in software engineering. So I don't want to switch to another job that I don't like. So photography for me, it's a passion. It's something that I truly enjoy, and I'm doing it for I put a heart in it. I put a soul in it, and I don't want it to become something that I doing because I have to do.
Right. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished.
Okay. So, like you, have a lot of experience in the photography world. If I was to turn this camera around, you would see my equipment wall. You'd see my backdrops, my lighting, my stands. If you ever make it to New York, you have a studio. You're more than welcome to. We'll go shooting. You have a friend in New York, but I've done a lot of different things, and what I've tend to find is, in my opinion, I think that if you go and you're very good with social media, because I could just tell that from the way you set up your Instagram. But have you looked into social media revenue? And what I mean by that is putting information out there the same way you learned and watched videos, except now short form, right? TikToks, YouTubes, stories. What else is out there? Reels, where you condense a lot of information into 30 seconds. Or you see a lot of photographers where they show you maybe they zoom out with their phone from the sunset, and then they show you the camera and the tripod and the whole scene, and then boom, they hit you with that final shot, right? And maybe the clip is 15 seconds or 20 seconds altogether, but then enough of these clips start to generate a lot of views. If you get something goes viral with one of these clips. So I do think there's a lot of potential in social media when it comes to monetization, especially if you were to show, I follow a photographer, I'm not sure if maybe you're familiar, I follow Jordy Kodalak, Kodalak, I think I'm saying his name right. I followed him from the very beginning, but it wasn't until he started making these 8-second, 9-second videos where he would, be shooting the picture in the scene, and maybe he'd have like a book and a page was cut, and he would show the behind the scenes with his cell phone, and then at the end of the 8-second, 9-second clip, the real photo would come up. And so everybody waits for the real photo, right? But the trick is to get people to watch that whole 8-second, 10-second, 12-second video. And then it gets bumped up in the algorithm. And then, I've watched his little clips go. I mean, he's amassed a nice following on Instagram. I have watched his clips go viral, and now I'm sure that he is, it's without people, right? He has managed to create this probably web revenue that is his main income. I would imagine that now that he's got the social media mechanism rolling for him, he has been able to monetize that. And so I think there's that opportunity out there for you. Also, to be able to sell prints but not be involved, which means drop shipping prints, orders, the order mechanisms, and then, of course, the art end of it, which is selling a limited edition print. So to me, there's two types of prints, right? There's the low-end print, and then there's the high-end print. The high-end print is signed, signatured, numbered. It's a collectible. The low-end print is, for somebody who wants to support, maybe get a canvas, Shopify, print on demand. They're not paying a lot for it. They're paying 25, maybe 30, 40 bucks. It's not signed, it's not numbered, it's just a print. But you're seeing profit from that. You're seeing profit from web revenue. All different types of ways for a photographer to establish that income. Also merchandising, right? Beach towels. So you're giving people the option to take your art and take your photography and place it on a beach towel or a bag or a sweatshirt. You never know, right? Creating those options. Is it more work? To me, I always see it's an inspirational thing to me, because anything that does well on web is not only going to generate you revenue, but it's going to bring you more eyes to your art. Anything that happens as far as sales, you're going to see a profit. And you're not in the middle of it. You got a store, it makes a sale, print on demand, ships it out, takes care of it. You're not in the middle of it. You're just collecting that profit. They're handling the outsourcing. The only thing you're doing is handling the website end of it, the art end of it. You're creating. One of my biggest issues when it came to creating, and like you, trying to get away from people, was to the back end. There was never a back end 15 years ago. The back end was just taking your photo and throwing it up on MySpace or Facebook. There was no way to generate revenue. The best way you could do it was by doing, I used to join all of these, what do you call them? Paparazzi. They put their work on, it's been so long. Sites where you could buy or, rent or purchase a photo. I then the name's not coming to me right now, but there was that. You could put your work on these sites where anybody can go and purchase it for $1 or $10, and then you see a fraction of that if you do 1 million sales or somebody uses it commercially. Any thought in transitioning that way? I mean, any thought about that making money? And then, of course, the art end, right? High-end sales, low-end sales, just to get it out there on someone's wall. Any thoughts about that, Alex?
Yeah, I had a thought about it. Like I need to. I cannot say that I don't have time for this. It's like it's a question about how to prioritize things. But I have other priorities. Like I have a work that I'm doing. I have a family that I have, and I have. Yeah, photography is something that I want to enjoy all the time, and investing a time in like to everything you said above, like to invest the time, how I can promote my photography in those areas. I just don't do it. Maybe I'm lazy, maybe, but
No, it's a drag. It's a drag for a photographer or an artist to have to do all of the back end work. It's number crunching.
Yep.
I don't think you're lazy at all. Not from what I've seen. You have a job, you have a family, you're out there hiking and you're out there shooting. I wouldn't refer to yourself as lazy. I would just say that there isn't enough time in the day to get to everything. You have your priorities. So everything you're saying makes sense. To have to come home and, shit, now I got to make a whip. Now I got to post it on 7 different sites. Now I got to make sure it's on Facebook, stories, reels, TikToks. There's a lot going. And then I got to get to the NFT world, make it sell, hopefully make a sale there. See if I could get into a gallery. No, you have a life as well. So I don't think it's a lazy thing at all. I think that when we're in the position we're in, you have to find the time somehow, right? And then on top of finding the time, you have to do things that, it's number crunching, it's posting. And it takes a lot of time. Let me make sure I get it right here, get it right. What time do I post that? And then you put in all that work and you get 3 views. Could be very discouraging. I wouldn't say that. But go ahead. Yeah, I got to stop you there because you don't strike me as anyone as lazy at all. Not with the way you create. So, go ahead, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's totally fun, totally fun. It's like, okay, so what I'm actually doing, I'm trying to put myself into competitions. Like I have ongoing site which send me all the time what competitions are open, and I'm trying to send my photography there. I actually won some competitions, and it's also one of the points where they said, "Oh wow." Yeah, I'm good at what I'm doing. But I've went into NFT. NFT for me, it's not profitable, mostly because if I get profits from NFT, I need to to go to the taxes in my government. It's a mess. To do everything in it. Photography is something that I'm trying to enjoy the most possible way.
Okay, that's understandable, right? I don't think you got to be. It's very easy to ruin a passion by introducing it into a, let me make a living out of it. So many people, oh, you're really good at that. Then you start doing it. And it's like, oh, shit, you lose the passion for it. So protecting the passion is important. But I like you brought in a totally different stream, which is, there's so many opportunities, right? You know what? Let me bring in this question. NFTs. How did you discover the NFT world? How did you discover everything about selling art, crypto? How were you introduced to that?
Okay, so there is a photographer, um, Daniel Cordan. It's probably one of the most famous travel photographers that ever existed. I don't know. Like he's amazing, and I followed him. He has interested Buff also. And like in some of the stories, one day he posted that, okay, today I made $10,000 from NFTs, and I said, wow, sounds very interesting. What's it actually? And I looked into it, and it sounds very interesting. And I said, okay, let's give it a try. Maybe I finally can do a transition and became a software engineer. Instead of software engineer, I became a full-time for NFT photographer. And I got into it, well, some actually did was money in one day, but it's not how it works for most of the people.
Yeah, I think everybody came charging into the NFT world thinking they were going to make the big sale.
Yeah, and this is the way how it started, and I have to confess that at the beginning of the photography that I actually started with, it's some of my, I don't know, not all photos, but something that I also tried at that time is studio nude photography. It was photos that I had I had two accounts. Like I could one account that I went with is landscape photography, and the second is nude photography, and it was my wife who owned the second account. So we tried to promote both of them. I had sales on both of them, not 10K per day, but I had some. And then my wife got bored from it, and she abandoned her account, and she went to the astrology. She's a professional blogger she's an astrology coach, and she teaching people a small part of advertising. But yeah, I almost abandoned my account of landscape photography, but I don't know. People drag me into here, and I'm mostly with speaking, connecting, travel the world, and it's amazing. Every place that I can go, I have someone from the church. I went to China. I met in person in real life with the people who actually live in China. Like for the next year, I'm planning to visit India, and I have people who are professional photographers living in India. Arijit Sabi, if you're looking for me, I'm.
It's
Go
go ahead.
Yeah. So it's absolutely mind blowing. And you said that New York. I visit New York for software engineer. My head office is in New York, so I visit New York. Yeah, at the end of the year, it's probably somewhere about November. I'll be in New York. I want to meet with you.
Well, you make it to New York. We're going shooting, and you have a studio and plenty of equipment available to you to work with. So you're more than welcome. Yes, that I will say. Spaces and the NFT world. Not so much sales, right? This 20 to 21 period where everybody was selling because everything was selling left and right. And so many people, I made a sale, because they were buying everything at that time period. Then the money, I think, became more focused on PFPs and then moved to meme coins. But I think it's, I would love to see that money return, and I with the same passion for artists and artworks that passion had for meme coins and PFP projects. The nice thing is the PFP projects showed real promise, because if you invested your money into those PFPs, things have come out of the PFPs, the Bored Apes, Pudgy Penguins, things of that nature. Companies have formed from these PFP projects, but artists have too. There are quite a few artists that Beeple is one that is. Look at his progress with a studio now, or with a big and hosting big digital events. And you see Kath. I'm not sure if you follow Kath Simmert or Drift Shoots, where a lot of these guys and that NFT art, that moment in time where everybody was buying, really gave some people, a few artists, photographers, a chance. But I think ultimately, in the end, I think NFT is a part of your success, maybe a 10, 15, 20% part, where you have physicals, you have social media revenue. It's just not so much focused on here, but a lot of opportunity here. Spaces, great to meet other artists, a lot of inspiration. To me, one of the best places to become inspired, jumping into spaces. Okay. What else? What else do we want to talk about? You landscape, right? And I could ask you this. Well, we're about an hour in, and I want to show these guys your art. So, I think 5-10 minutes, we're going to move over. Oh, we're already about an hour and 10 in. Yeah, I think in about 5 minutes we're gonna move over, head over to the computer. But before I do, I noticed one of your passions is to shoot, a different place. How do you keep? How do you keep the inspiration and the passion going? I often tend to find that traveling to different places, seeing different things, shooting different cultures. A lot of inspiration comes when you see something new as a photographer. And I noticed that it's one of your goals to shoot everywhere. Do you have any places that you especially might go to for inspiration, or do you have any specific places, or how do you get inspiration? How do you find how do you know where you want to go shoot? Do you see others and you're like, damn, I love what they're creating, and looks like they're shooting in India. I want to go to, or China, or is it stuff that you see online, or is it just something that how do you develop that inspiration to make the decision where you want to go and venture and shoot? And do you take the family with you? Does it become like sort of a joint trip? What happens?
Okay, first of all, I think that the world is very beautiful, and the entire world is very beautiful. And I want to travel worldwide to see every place, and to shoot every place, and to show every place. I have a goal, I don't know how to call it properly, a goal or a dream. I want to visit every country in the world. And it's a bit complicated because of us political reasons nowadays I cannot visit specific countries. So I don't know yet how I'm going to achieve it, but I will probably will. It's how do I don't know, planning. Thinking about areas, and I'm trying to, I'm checking areas, how it look like, what images are posted in Google Images, Instagram, what this place can give me. And sometimes I just got nailed to a place, but I have to go there. I mean, it's how it happens with China right now. And like I had different areas in my mind that I have some places that I really dream to visit, and China was one of them. China, Japan, Thailand, all of these places are in my head that I really want. But somehow China like stuck in my head, and China, I have to visit China, to go to China. And this is how I did it. Like I ended up with okay, no excuses anymore. I'm booking a flight, no excuses anymore. And this is how it ended. I do take my family with me sometimes when I travel. It not happen often because like when I travel, I often people my family say me, put the camera aside, like be with us, speak with us, stay with us, put the camera aside. Yeah, one of the travels we went traveling, and my wife told me, you put camera at home. You leave camera at home. You don't take it with you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do it. um, it and the entire vacation, I cried. Why didn't I listen to you? Why?
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, I get it. What's I'm gonna start heading over to the desk because I want to start bringing up your art and showing everybody, especially your photos. But what is one of the more inspiring places that what was China as inspiring as you thought it would be?
Yeah, China was very inspiring.
Okay.
It was very unique, and I saw places that I never expected to see. Like, for example, waterfall in the middle of a town. It's I never saw something like this before. It was hard. Nobody speaks. Very least people speaks English actually. So complicated. It's Again, I still post-processing the photos from I have about 4K. I took 4K photos from there. So yeah, one of the very inspiring places. I think the most inspiring I ever been. Finland was very inspiring. Norway was really good. Italy, I don't know. I love the entire world. I can like I don't know if I can say that Prague is my favorite city that I ever been. I've been in Prague for 5 times already, and I want to come back. The most delicious food that I had was Italy, actually. Dolomites. Still dreaming about tiramisu I ate over there. I want to go there again.
So Prague,
George,
huh?
Prague, yes, my favorite city in the world.
Now you have piqued my curiosity. That's one of the cities I have not made it to yet. Very interesting. Prague. I got to take notes, Alex. Okay. Um, Switzerland. Have you been there? Have you shot yet?
Not yet,
Okay.
not yet. It's I don't know. It's Europe is relatively close to me.
Okay.
So when I plan a place to visit, I try to pick something that is far away from me, because like Europe is something that I just can jump in the flight and to go to the weekend. So Switzerland not yet, but it's in the list. In the list.
Japan. I was coming home from Thailand. I had a stopover in Japan. Japan was one of the places I've always been interested in shooting. And I only got a chance to drive through the city and drive through, and I didn't have, I had like maybe 8 hours time to sleep, and I just wanted to shoot. I don't even think I got one photo because it was just a stopover. Japan's one of those places, but now you have me interested in checking out Prague. Okay. Let's see. So what I did was to your right, I have your X open. And then what I think I'm going to go is to your gram because I think this is a really good way to introduce everybody to your art. Let me see. I have your gram, Facebook. Oh, you're on Facebook. Okay, cool. Twitter, those are your socials. And then these are your NFTs. So we got wallet bubbles. Okay, we got exchange art, drip. Let's bring up your drip. Because I know, but I want to keep focus on. And in the meantime, I'm going to say hello to everybody. Good morning, everyone. Good to see everybody. Good morning. Nice to see you guys. It's morning over here on the west side of the world, but I know for you guys it's not, so I will say good afternoon. Mar, Jackie, Masha, Maria. What's up, Sketch? Tara? Manic, Mar, Mar, I got all you guys. All right. Good to see you. Manic's excited for you coming to India. All right, guys, good to see you. Okay, we're here spotlighting Alex Anders' work. All right, I'm gonna scroll down a little, so these guys can get a. I always love this part, Alex. The part where we talk about it, but then they get to see it. So you have, you're great with composition. You're great with coloring. And you also know your camera very well. And I'm imagining that that's the software engineer in you. You know how to work the settings. What up, Josh? What's happening? We'll see you later today, Josh, in TGIF. Let's see if we got anybody over here. Pega. What's up, Pega? Good morning. Let me say hello to everybody over on IG real quick. If anybody dropped any comments, what's up? Liz says yes. So you have quite the following, Alex. They are fans of the work. All right, let's bring some of this stuff up. Okay. So while we flick through some work and we introduce them to your shots, the best way to do this, I think, is let me use the gram. Day or night, Alex? And you know what? I never asked you this. Do you prefer to be called Alexander or Alex? What I never.
Same.
Okay. I didn't know. So some people, very particular how to address them, but I always got to ask. Are you a day or night guy? Do you like creeping around at night, getting night shots, early morning shots? Are you more of a day guy, daylight? Yeah, I got to start asking some photographer questions now.
Okay, I probably in between. I'm the best time, the most beautiful time is transition from day to night and probably night and probably sunrises. I don't like middle of the day because most of the time it's just very strong lighting and it's hard to work with strong light.
That 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock light is a terror. So from 11, 12, 1, do not ever bring unless you have a big budget. I tend to find that that's one of the most difficult times to shoot a subject or person. You're right, so bright, that sunlight that's right above. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's time to eat or sleep.
Yeah. You're right though. Photographers' favorite times are 4, 5, 6, right before the sunset. Sunset time, magic hour. I love shooting at night. That's how I actually learned. I would run out at night. I would grab people. I would shoot low exposure, 800. That was 800 was about it because at the time I was in film, and then digital came along. You also like to implement some tricks as well. How do you decide? Is it setting up the shot? Long exposures at night? What's your thing? Like what's every photographer has that bread and butter where they're like, I need to shoot this. If I get stuck somewhere, I go right for animals. That's my thing. And also, I don't want to hit you with too many questions, Alex, but favorite lens. I want what's that go-to lens for you? For me, I love the 200. I love the 80 to 200. That has always been one of my favorite lenses. When I had Canon, when I had Nikon, and now when I have Sony. But yeah, why don't I let you answer these questions? It's your interview. Go ahead, man.
Okay, I started with telescope lenses. And I went to 200. I started, but as long as time went, I went very wide. Like nowadays, my favorite the lens that I use most of the time is 1624 Sigma 1624. But I want to go even wider. Like for nowadays, I don't feel that it's enough because like I want to capture wide areas. When I was in China, actually, it's like most of it's such a huge place, and sometimes I need to shoot decent things. And I used mostly 2470, somewhere in between 50 millimeters, 60 millimeters. But yeah, the wide lenses are my favorite.
Okay. Have you ever messed around with? And you know what I wanted to ask you from before? Drone. What drone did you invest in?
Okay, I bought a DJI Mini, DJI 4 Mini Pro. Yes. Yeah, it's like it's not the best because like you can have better quality and but it's the best from the small drones that you can take every place in every country. You don't have to register it in most of the places, and you can say safe travel with it. So yeah, you just saw my wife in the background. She's very good. But yeah, nowadays it's the best that you can have traveling around in different places. When it's very important for me. I can decide, like for example, for this weekend I thought that I going to travel, but it didn't work out for multiple reasons. But yeah, it's very good for travel.
Okay. I love this little thing. To be honest with you, it fits in this pouch. They don't really give you big problems traveling. Never really, and it's so convenient. Did you get the control with the screen?
Yeah, I have a control.
Do you add the one with the phone? Yeah.
This one. This one exactly.
All right. So yeah.
And I have two drones. Like I bought the first one, and on the first one, it went for I think it was it has a drone crash, air crash. from the first launch, it wasn't covered by insurance, so
I was going to ask you, did you get the insurance?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Alex. Oh, a professional photographer always gets the insurance because you never know. Shit. You say you dunked one, huh?
No, I'm extreme.
Okay. All right. Open shutter. And I remember this from the. I remember this from your. From the. I remember noticing a lot of open exposure, open shutter shots. They seem to be. I don't know. You seem to have a very good knack at it. Is this kind of? Do you set up like? Is this normally your focus? Do you always go for the, the open, the long exposure? I always loved long exposures, especially when you're seeing the stars come from the left to the right. How do you prepare for a shot like that? I mean, do you go out the night before, set up, and give it a test, or do you usually get it when it happens? Go ahead.
Yeah, I always start with planning. Like I have nowadays many things are accessible. You can have a location, you have a Google Earth where you can see the landscape formations, and you can plan many things before you actually get to the location. So I tend to plan things ahead of time, but when I arrive to the location, I always arrive. I don't know if I have to start, if a sunset is about 5 p.m., I arrive and throw in 3.5, 1.5 hour before, because I want to scout the location, and it happens all the time that I actually arrive to the location and I start to shoot. I end with shooting something that wasn't planned at all. Like, no. So I love to scout locations. Yeah. Nowadays, my most used tool for night photography, for astrophotography, is photo fields, because it gives you augmented reality, and you can see actually there will be a Milky Way at some point of time, and you can integrate it into the shot. Sometimes it not works well, because when you shoot in areas that don't have signal, don't have GPS, it give you a wrong location. So sometimes I move the sky. Happens in Photoshop. Many times that I'm taking a sky and actually move it. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
gonna. Oh, this is a great shot. The creation of Adam. Great shot.
Yeah, creation of Adam. It's one of the shots. It was the first time that I went to shoot lightings. It was a thunderstorm, and I the shot that I took. I was standing under the bridge, hiding from the rain, and I started to shoot for a decent area with 200 mm shot, so you can see the skies, the stars a little bit. I ended after the shot, like I was very into the shot, and I wasn't prepared well with clothes. So after the shot, I ended up with pneumonia, and 2 weeks I was in the bed, actually with a very high temperature, and but yeah, it's one of the short which I'm really proud about. One of the short which I consider it to print and to put on the wall, but afterwards I created even stronger, even stronger pieces.
So, Alex, I wanted to show you something. I was listening while you were talking about that shot, but I want to show you something. How close. See, it's interesting. Photographers. I always know, not only when I look at someone's work, not only when I hear them speak, especially when it comes to knowing the intricacies of the camera, but when I go through there, and especially when you speak about layering, shooting at different exposures, things of that nature. You can really hear when somebody studies and understands the laws of photography. They understand how to shoot something, and they push their camera to the limit. But not only that, when I scroll through someone's work and I scroll, you can always tell who's on the same page. Do you know what this is?
I think I know the box, but you have to open the box and oh, very like yeah.
Not only that, but I have the base for it too.
Yeah, I also have this one. I tried to play around with it a bit. It didn't work well for me. But yeah, I actually have two glasses at home. I have a really small bowl, and I have a bigger one. But I have to try it again. But what? Thank you for reminding me. I need to
Yeah,
take it
man.
to play
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, you show up in New York with a camera, and we'll get creative. Cause I'm just looking at everything, and I'm like, you know what? This guy has no idea. It's like we're both on. It's just different paths, different places on the planet. But as I'm looking at all of his, his photos, and I saw the lens ball, and I'm like, holy shit! Have you ever played around with Lens Baby? Or you know which lens I'm talking about? It's the one you shoot and you pull back on, and it gives it that miniature sky look. They call it Lens Baby. The way you could actually adjust and pivot the lens in different ways, which gives it an incredible depth of view. It makes a regular shot look almost micro cars and micro. Not sure if you have any experience with that, as far as.
No, and I don't have it. Like the most things that I play around, it's time blending. Like I'm staying in the location and I'm shooting the whole transition over time. So I'm shooting the day, I'm shooting the sunset, I'm shooting the night. Sometimes it's different. I start with the night and the sunrise, and I combine different times into one believable shot.
Question, in post, Alex, what type of time? What's the longest when you're compositing something at the end? What's the longest, or what type of time does it take you to put together the final edit, or what's the longest a photo has ever taken you?
Okay, I have two absolute records. The longest time that I actually was in the location and the tripod was set in the location and like a shoot at the location, it's 12 hours. I was from the sunset to the sunrise location. I have a fun story. Of this because it wasn't my intention to do so. I did it because my hotel was canceled in the last moment. I had no place to go to sleep. Yeah, so I ended staying in that location. And the longest overall of blending films, it's actually happened in China right now. It was 3 days. Because my hotel, the window was in the direction of the point of interest, and I woke up in the morning and I took a shot. I went out for shooting other areas. I came back at the sunset and I took a shot. And when I took a shot, and afterwards I combined 3 different days into single frame. But I wasn't actually in that location all the time.
So some of these shots, for people watching who are learning, like I am, a composited shot, sometimes when you go out and shoot, you have issues with exposure. Sometimes if you're shooting at night, you can't get it lit properly. So you got to kind of go back at magic hour, pick up the shot at magic hour. And then what would happen is you would bring all these into post. I would imagine that you would link them up or then just use the parts that you felt were necessary, whether it was the sky. And so when you shoot, so you can literally shoot a photo all day, right? You can shoot the beginning part, the middle part, the lit part, the night part, the overexposed part, the long exposure part, and then you bring all these parts in. And a lot of times, in order to create a very realistic composite, you have all the pieces of the puzzle. Am I saying that right, Alex?
Yes, absolutely.
So a lot of times, have you ever gone out and shot something, Alex, and said, shit, I got to go back and I got to get that again. I didn't get that right. Was there anything outside of, learning that you shot small JPEGs? Was there anything that you shot where you're like, shit, I got to go back. I got to get this shot?
Yes. I have I have some locations that I go. In Israel, I have locations that I go many times because I don't get the right condition. Sometimes I mess up with the framing. In China, like I have one shot that I shot it and I thought, okay, it's such a great shot, and I'm so excited that I actually did it. But now this when I back home and I saw it's a small JPEG, and I zoom into the deals and I see that.
It's
Yep.
let me ask you a question. Have you tried? Oh, you know what? And I should have asked this before. AI, right? Have you? So there has been some experiences where I have had lost the composite file that might have took me 30 hours to put together, and I did have the final output of it, but I did mess around with some AI for upscaling. Did you try? So I'm going to bring in AI. I'm going to ask you your thoughts on it, your feelings. Do you implement it into your workflow? But also, have you messed around with AI in terms of upscaling or anything like that?
Yes. I use Topaz AI tools.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I use it mostly for denoising because like they're doing a great job in the denoising and not in the astrophotography, but many landscape photos that I do, I'm using denoise and it's actually great. I use a Photoshop AI generative tools. It's like for example, when I need to remove some areas. A few years ago, I had to clone step everything.
Yes. I understand completely. Now it's crazy, right? How much time?
Yes.
Almost feels like we're cheating.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's cheating.
I know.
But it's a great boost for photography, and you can actually focus. Like what I learned, so most of the time a good photo, it's you can process everything, and you can really put a great details into things. And the post process shot, it's not as it like was at the beginning. Not at all. But the photo is start from the actual crop of reality, and this is what afterwards it goes to the good.
I'm gonna you're gonna okay. So I'll share a little story with you. In Thailand, when my camera crapped out, there was a specific temple photo that I wanted to shoot. And I had walked to the I got to the temple, and I got to this little spot where people were capturing I'm going to, how do I share this with you? Let me see. Where's the best place to show you this? Would it be IG or would it be, no, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to send you a link so you could just take a look at it as I flick through your work. Because I'm not jumping in on your show here and showing my art, but I'm gonna this is you're gonna laugh at this story, right? So my shutter breaks and my camera goes out. I got no camera and I'm standing exactly in this spot where I refused. I'm getting the shot now. I'm not getting it next time. I'm not putting it. Oh, I can't because I had 1 day left to get this shot. And I'm gonna land on something great here, and then awesome shot with this tank, the target. Oh, great shot. Yeah, nice composite. I'm gonna imagine that background was composited in. Hang on, Google. No, Guru Shots. GuruShots.com. So I'm going to send you a link to this shot. Now, I refused to get this. I refused to leave without this shot. I was determined to, two S's. I was determined to get this shot. And so I used my phone and I shot this in different pieces and different parts. I'm gonna send this to you now, but it took me. So I would opened up a full res photo, and then I began to take my cell phone photos and piece them together like a puzzle until I blended this thing perfectly. But I never got a chance to shoot it without. Unless I had to, I would have never got a chance to shoot it professionally. And I'm going to send you the link right now, and then I'm going to get back to flicking through your work. But this, I kind of feel like you would understand this photo because this photo is, here we go. You check out that shot. And I'm going to get back to streaming through your work. But when I'm having this conversation with you, this is the photo that I think about, especially when I see your art and I see your composites. I see the way you shoot through. You have a foreground, and now it's like speaking to you and hearing your process, and I know exactly what you do. And you did what I did when I got stuck with no camera, but refused to not get that shot. I had to shoot the foreground. I had to shoot the obviously the subject, and then I needed a sky as well. So that is a shot that when I speak to you, your photography reminds me of that moment in time. This is Sleepy Lake. I feel like, was this the piece that you submitted?
To where?
What was the piece for the community show? Why do I know this photo? I know this photo. Did you submit this photo to Sneakatoshi's contest?
Yes.
I think I'm the one who chose this photo.
Oh.
Did this photo win that contest?
One of the winners, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So this is how I know the photo. We had to pick 5 photos. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Your photo was one of the photos. Oh shit! That's how I knew your work before I knew you.
Yeah.
Go
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, keep talking.
No. That's how I knew your work, and that's how I knew you. I didn't understand why your art was so. Oh, wait, you're on blur.
I need to unblur.
Oh, you got it printed too? Is that what I think it's on? Don't tell me that's on metallic. Did you get it printed on?
No, it's not.
So this is what happens when you put photographers together. They don't even let them. They don't even let each other. Nice. Oh, come on, moving in a little. Still blur. Bring it in.
No, it's
Oh, there
blurred.
you go.
Okay.
Oh shit. Come on.
No, how did I do it?
Come on, meats. Let me see if I can figure out how you take that blur. And I was like, where's he going? He left the interview. Yeah, that was so that was one of my choices, and I was one of the judges in the Snekatoshi. I
Okay,
was the
now,
photographer judge in
yeah,
Snekatoshi.
here we
Yeah.
go.
Hey, okay. Yes, beautiful shot. Beautiful work of art. You're gonna make me go back, but I'm almost positive. I was the photography judge, and I'm like, who shot this? And that's how I got to. And oh wow, so funny how this shit. I knew you before I even knew you. No kidding. That's just, I often believe in. I always talk about signs, the universe. How the universe works. They send you these. It's just strange, And I remember what happened with the Snekatoshi thing in the background was there was a lot of AI mixed in with a lot of photography, and I was having troubles distinguishing what was photography, what was AI, and so I would keep submitting. And they would be like, nope, that's AI. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And so finally I narrowed it down, but I was the photography. I thought I was supposed to be doing all the photography, but you're supposed to pick one from each category. So I remember yours was one of the top 3 or top 2 that I had chose for my selections. And that's why that work is so familiar. I love lightning shots, man. I love lightning shots.
Thank you.
Do you get over there in Israel? You get a lot of lightning storms, or every now and then?
No, we don't have much. We have it only once, maybe twice in the year, and winters only. But I try to catch it when I can.
and not bad. And the Aurora Borealis, the lights. Yeah, great shot. Whispers at night.
Finland.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I still remember standing myself in minus 30 degrees Celsius. I think it's about I don't know I have no idea how much is in Fahrenheit.
Aurora Dreams, great shot. Great shots, man. You're very, very. You have a knack. Your composition is excellent, and you can tell how much you know how to. So I say a lot of times that the photo doesn't stop at the end after you take the photo. It continues into post. You have your pre-production, you have your production, and then you have your post-production. And so it's important to be a master at the planning the shot, knowing your equipment and taking the shot. It's interesting because you said, you started with the phone. Crispy tracks, great photo. You started with the phone, but then you moved to a professional camera. And then from there, you learn the compositing. And or you might have even learned the compositing before the professional camera. But there's the photo goes through a manufacturing line, the pre-planning, the shot, and then the post-production. And it's important for a photographer to know each one of those steps very well, because they reflect in the photos, they reflect in the art, and you could see your knowledge and preparation reflects in your artworks. So I knew that your photos were one of the photos that caught my eye during that Snekatoshi contest. And I was like, this guy's really, and then I followed you. That was the day I followed you because I was like, this guy's really good with the camera. And now, interesting how many, how far, so far. You're going to make me go back and make sure that I'm the one that selected that artwork. I got to go back to my Snekatoshi. Says if I didn't select it, someone else had it selected, and I was like, okay, I'll pick another photo. But yeah, I remember your photo being one of those photos that I had it down to 5 photos, and I was like, these are great. And you're like, no, you got to pick one from each category. But that was the first time I was introduced to your art. Okay, let's keep going here. What cold sun, any preference?
Like I live in hot area and we don't have snow here. It's very rare conditions that we actually get some. So I miss snow a lot. But when I actually go and I have this snow, it's very fast I get tired from it. So probably green is my favorite color.
Okay. Question: places that, and you kind of mentioned a few of these, but places that you dream to shoot of that haven't been there yet. You did mention a few, but I'll ask you this question again.
Okay, so I'll start with my short plans and with my dream locations. This year I want to visit Iceland.
Okay.
It's one of the destinations that I want to go. I thinking about. I'm still planning. I'm not sure if it will get out. I want to go to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam to have a golden triangle. There, it's probably I'm going to do with my family if it's going to work. Indonesia is a place I really want to go. Chile, Argentina, places like the darkest sky. I really dream to visit. Namibia, one of the top destinations. And currently unavailable, but I really want to go. I want to go to Iran and to the short deserts, but it's not possible. For those reasons.
Huh? It's unfortunate that as artists we all get along, but as leaders of the world we can't. It doesn't make sense. They should let artists lead the world. We'd all get along. We'd all be in each other's countries, shooting the best shots with no all right, take down all the prohibit. It's some places you're just not going to get shots where you're going to get other places. It's just silly. Seems silly to me. Doesn't make sense, but humans, sometimes I really question humans. Okay. So I had a chance, we got through your IG, which is really where I wanted to, that was important to me. I wanted to get all these works of art. Shit, we're at 11 already. Huh? We're almost at 2 hours. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. This was important to me. Let me just click here quick on your drip. Alex, let me ask you a question. Whips of you creating the composites. It's the YouTubes are what brought you to your inspiration. You got a chance to study how the person who inspired you created. Once you saw it was possible, then you implemented that into your artwork. Any plans on doing the same on social media? Maybe releasing some whips. Maybe you already have, and maybe they're on somewhere and I haven't seen them. But any thoughts of you did mention that you held some courses, some shoots But what about bringing that knowledge online? Any thoughts about that?
I've thought about it, but each time when I'm thinking about what effort I should put into it in order to like to put everything in order, it stops there. But yeah, I'm open. I'm open for your conversation when people ask me how I do it, and when I ask for advice or explanation or anything. I open this all the time. I love to share my knowledge.
I think your composites. I see composite videos do big things. I see. Man, if I was you, do you record the screen as you composite or no?
Yeah, sometimes, but it's if, when I come to post-processing my works, it's sometimes the file itself goes to like gigabytes. I have many layers. When I record the screen, it slows down the whole process.
Yeah, recording. Let me tell you, recording. Yeah, let me tell you, when it comes. So as a fellow photographer, and as a fellow artist, and also someone who records everything that they do, yeah, recording can really lag, slow things down, and become very frustrating. The name of the show, guys, Monkey Business, and right here, one of his few animal photos, Monkey Business on Skirpy, right here. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, Alex, I did want to give everybody. Oh, are these? Well, check this out. Grasslands. Is this some of the aerial work?
Glasslands, yes, it's one of it's China. It's all of these are aerial photography. It's actually very funny. It's a collection of eight pieces. I put a relatively small price, and somehow it's come to the sold out very fast. It's almost sold out every piece. And yesterday, like at the evening, I was one sold out, second sold out.
Oh, yeah! Congratulations! I was about to say congratulations on your sales. You can say it again. You must be doing something right.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, most of these works are aerial. Two of them are actually it was done with a camera from a tripod, but most of these are aerial photography.
Okay. So, guys, we were talking a little bit about the drone and aerial shots from earlier, and so here's some of the aerial shots that they haven't made their way to the gram yet, or did they? And I missed them. No, I didn't think I've seen these guys.
No, they didn't. They didn't yet. They didn't yet. It was the next part that I wanted to publish.
I'm not Graham. You got it coming. If you're watching, they're coming. The photos are coming. Okay, so I did want to show. Let me see. I want to show everything. I got your Skirpy. I got your object up here. Super rare. Let's get that up. Absolutely. Let's get your super rare page up.
Okay, super rare. It's actually like I had one work there and I burned it, and super rare. It's dedicated for a long project that I'm doing a collaboration with Viorica.
Okay.
She was in your show also.
Okay.
She's an amazing artist. So we created a very long-term collaborative project that I dream to get into every place in the world and to shoot every country. And we decided together that I'm going to shoot, and she's going to pay to draw the native inhabitants portrait. and we're going to blend it together in double exposure. The
Nice.
toast fork is, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. This is a nice. It's the great shot, great art, nice collab. Yeah, as I was drawing with photography, that's as I haven't seen that yet. So nice little collab there. Exchange art. Should we bring up the exchange? Yeah, why not? I'll bring up the exchange art, and then let's see if you got a Facebook. Is this a Facebook fan page? Message.
I have a Facebook, but I'm not very actively.
Yeah, nobody goes on Deadbook. It's I don't even sign in and look at anything. I just jump over there to Deadbook is real slow. Okay, so let's make sure we got everything before let's start wrapping up the show and saying goodbye. I have sunlit moments also on Exchange Art, which yeah, man, I love your sunrise, sunset shots. Great. Yeah, crispy tracks, man. That's such a great shot. Okay. I could just keep showing and showing these.
Yeah, the best and the strongest photo that I did so far, and I cannot outbid it. I always try, but still I cannot get it. It's Love Is. It's listed on Exchange. It's minted on Exchange right now, not listed. Because I don't know what price I should put for this. For me, it's priceless. It's an Dark Skies collection. It's the only piece that is minted over there.
Okay.
It's the best that I have.
Let's see. Activity. No. Artworks, auctions, editions, about. Let me see. Oh, those sunlit moments. Hang on.
Let me just send you the link.
Series.
Probably.
I got it. Dark Skies. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Love Is. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This was the photo that was part of the community show, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. This was Love Is. Yeah, love.
It was strongest piece that I have, the strongest art that I created. Yeah. I don't know. It's
Why?
the 12.
Why?
Okay. First of all, why?
I gotta ask why. You said it's the strongest. It has a lot of value to you.
Okay.
You don't have to answer.
In my opinion, let's start with how it looks. It's the most beautiful, in my opinion. It's the most beautiful composition that I ever created. It's the most dreamy shot that I created because it looks like a dream. The condition for the shooting were perfect. The fog, the sky, the light, was light trail. I have a funny story behind that I told that 12 hours of shooting. It's this location. It actually was this location, this place. I took 12 hours to shoot because I didn't have any place to go and I had to be there. It's the place that it's the shot that for the first time that I created something that, in my opinion, stronger that Elia Lacardi shot.
It's and you see the heart in here too.
Yes, it's called Love Is because for me, it's the composition. It's the heart itself. It reminds me of bubble guns from my childhood. That's called the same name, the Love Is, and they had very funny inserts in the bubble gum. With life is. Love is with any kind of a funny situation in the lifestyle. So with this piece, I actually won my first international competition. And at first, I won the local competition in Israel. It got to it was being a best photo in Israel competition. It was published in the journal. And afterwards, I took it to the international competition, and I took a first place in multiple. So yeah, and the funny thing that the strongest piece that I can sell it.
Let me ask you a question. What's in the field here? Is this what are they growing? Is this
Vineyards. They
great,
grown
okay,
grapes.
grapevines, okay. All right. Great shot. I mean, at first, I don't want to say it, but at first I thought it was a cemetery, and then I was, what are these little things here? And now paying very close, but the heart brings so much attention, and you want to know why? The car lights. The car had to be coming up and towards you, right? Because if it was going backwards, it would have been red. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful. You know, such a beautiful thing, man. Such a great shot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, it's my best favorite. It's been to my Instagram at the top.
Great shot. All right, I'm gonna close this now. Okay, Alex. Before we sign off here and say goodbye, let me re-rig the screens. Let me get these back to normal here. Let me bring these back up. All right. Let me. Oh, you know what? Wait, hang on a second. Where's my head? Okay. Before we get back to closing the show, Alex, what is the best way for someone to find you, reach out to you, see more of your work, contact you? What's the best way to do that?
Okay, I am. My handle is Churivich. This handle is everywhere. I look over all DMs that I have. Many times I just ignore it because like come here and buy my art, it's not speaks to me. But I look over all DMs, so the best way to get me is to DM me, to email me, to send me a message.
Okay. Guys, really quick, this is his X. This is his handle on X. This is his IG. This is his handle on IG. This is his Linktree. Same name under all of these, so you can find him on X, IG, Linktree as well. I'll just bring up his Facebook real quick. This is your exchange. Let's show them your exchange. There we go. Bring you up on exchange. This is super rare. This is his work on super rare. His collab. This is his Skirpy page, and then this is also his object. So that's his Skirpy, and then this is his object, and then this is his drip. Okay, so plenty of ways to find him. You can find all these links also on his Linktree, and his Linktree can be found on his X right here, guys. So, okay, all right. I just wanted to get that in there. Okay, let me bring these screens back to normal, Alex, and we're gonna have a dead screen. Yes, we are. Give me 1 second to get this camera back up and running. Sony, gotta get a black screen. There we go. There we go. Okay. That's all set and ready to go. There we go. Okay, very good. make sure we got this and this and this. Not so even. And then let me just, so, oops. Nope, that's not it. That's why you were off. Okay, double screen, videos are all back. Everything's good to go. Okay. And we got that final screen up. Yes, we do. Perfect. Okay. All right, Alex. Great show. All right, here we go. Okay, Alex, we had a chance to go and take a look at all of your art, everything you learned, everything we talked about, your photography, a very great trip. This is so, it's funny how life and the universe and energy and just straight, I remember seeing your work for the first time through Snekatoshi's contest. And I remember coming to your page and looking at your banner, and I'm like, woof. I'm like, this guy's got some legit shots. I'm like, I follow him. I want to see what he does in the future. And now here we are. You popped up on that community show, and I remember scrolling through your IG, and I was like, shit, I wish this guy was here. And then surprisingly enough, showed up in my DMs and was like, how about a show? And I'm like, absolutely. And now, just funny how it all comes together, which is it's meant to be, meant to happen. The show is meant to happen. So crazy last week because I never make a mistake like that. And I was so embarrassed last week. And I was like, oh, my God, how could I make this mistake, right? And but finally, I just think it's interesting. I felt like the show was meant to happen no matter what. And now, sitting here and talking to you and saying, well, where do I know this photo from? I know this photo. And then bringing it all the way back to Snekatoshi's contest. So small little universe when it comes to art. Okay, yeah. Alex, I think we covered everything. I think we went through everything. I wanted to do a nice little deep dive on who you are as an artist and a photographer. So having done that, Alex, maybe you can leave us before we say goodbye with some inspirational words for everybody, maybe some thoughts. I happen to think that you probably have a lot to offer. You introduced a new stream of revenue, which I never thought before. I have thought about it, but I didn't think about it until you said it on this show, where there's plenty of opportunities to submit your art, so many, events and exhibitions and, just there's so much going on, especially in the NFT world and the digital world. So much opportunity, and it wasn't until you said it and I said, holy shit, that's another stream of attention or influence or revenue or just opportunity that I never think to bring up. If you don't want to attack social media, get out there and enter your work in everything that you have the opportunity can. And more eyes. So before we leave, maybe you could leave us with some inspirational thoughts, for artists, other artists out there that might be struggling, that might be going through a rough time. The way you found your footing in the photography world. Yeah, go ahead, man. Why don't you take it from there?
Yeah. Okay, something when I'm trying to live my life with, if you're doing something, do try and put the best effort into it and try the best of you. In order you try your best. Love what you do. Do what you love.
At the end of the day, make sure you put in 100%, so you can say that when you put your head down on the pillow, you at least that you gave it your best foot forward. All right. Okay. Alex, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, spending time with us. Once again, I know you're going to stop me. But I just wanted to, Alex was supposed to come on last week, and I had a friend's birthday party, and somehow I blanked, and I need to apologize to Alex, but he said no big deal. But it's not like me, and I'm happy that we got to do this show and make it up. And it's crazy how your work brought me back to knowing you before I even got a chance to know you. And so to me, in my mind, that's a very successful show. This was all meant to be, and you are meant to continue forward. It was a pleasure. I always enjoy photography. I always enjoy photography shows, especially when it was such a large part of me and who I am as an artist for a good 7-8 years of my life. And I love the photography conversation. So I look forward to watching you grow. I look forward to watching your art evolve. And, I only wish you the best. And I'm sure it's not the last time I'm going to hear or see from you. So, you seem to be very active in the NFT. And not only that, but I don't see you quitting anytime soon. So it's going to be interesting to watching you grow, man. I thank you for your time and being part of the show.
Thank you for organizing all this, for having me here, for giving me this opportunity to speak, for showing all the art and for all the kind words that you talk about my art and photography. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You deserve it, Alex. As artists, I think that we have to, be here for each other. So, and the NFT space has taught me that, it's just so much great inspiration in this space from so many great artists that I have met in one space, especially when you get into spaces. So it's going to be exciting watching you grow and seeing where you take photography from here, especially who knows, animal shots, maybe some portraits coming out. So, who knows what to expect. Before we say goodbye, you have one last question, which is we have to close out on a song, and the song has to represent you. So do you have a song for us, Alex?
Yeah, okay. I'll pick my favorite artist is Disturbed, and let's go with the song The Sound of Silence.
Okay. Alex, can you do me a favor and grab that YouTube link and just throw it in the DM so I can click on it once I get back to the computer? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to close out the show. I'm going to say goodbye. It's going to take me about 2 minutes. Just hang on so that you could wave goodbye to everybody. If you got to rush, no big deal. You can go. But if you don't got no place to go, we get one last goodbye from you to close out the show. And I'm just going to close out now, and I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Okay. All right, guys. So you had a chance to meet Alex. I'm going to officially agree with Sketch on this one. I don't know what is causing all of this blur behind me, but I have to figure out how to fix this. I think the light is just too bright. All right, guys. So you had a chance to meet Alexander, and you got a chance to see all of his work, his art, his creations for the last 8 years, how he's evolved. And then especially going through that Instagram, you can really see some nice collections of photos coming together, and his composites are wonderful. He has a very unique way of blending the perfect photo. It's one of the toughest things I feel is creating a composite, because when you create a composite, you have to color has to be right. The exposures of each piece have to be right. And if one piece is off, you could practically see it standing out of the photo, and it becomes a composite. So he definitely has put in his time on his post-learning, especially when it comes to creating composites. So it kind of seems like it comes natural to him, and great photos to boot. So, okay. On that note, it's Friday, y'all. So, which means Friday is the beginning of the weekend. It's HOP. Hasn't been around on Fridays for a little bit. Took a break, but I have a feeling that we'll be coming back with our Friday shows very soon. Don't forget, Mondays is West Side of the world. Fridays is East Side of the world. And like Alex did, if anybody's interested in having a show and the show is there, just send me a DM and I'll check out, your pages. And if I think a show's there, we'll make it happen. So I want to definitely applaud Alex for reaching out and making that happen. Like Josh says, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So on that note, y'all, it's Friday. It's the weekend. It's a great time to create art. After this, TGIF. Friday Monday we had ISO Pets. You could go back and check out that show. Today, Alex. So next week we'll be back with 2 more shows. Community shows are on hold right now because we went through all the communities. There will be a community cat show, community dog show in the works. So we're getting that up online. And then spaces, you find me in 2 spaces, the Sketch and Shiro, Linked by Art on Tuesdays. And then, of course, TGIF, which will kick off at 1 o'clock today. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for stopping in, saying hello. We'll give shout outs for everyone dropping in. And we're going to get back over here and we're going to close out, play a song, say goodbye to you guys. So on that note, guys, let's bring up, I know Alex got a song here. Yes, perfect. And he did mention to me that he is a hard rock guy. Perfect. All right, very good. Okay. Before we say goodbye, I'm going to double up on the screen. I'm going to bring Alex back 1 second to say goodbye. There we go. Vertical art. And we'll bring up his art. He's almost finished. He's almost free. Okay. Alex, you're up one last time. You want to wave goodbye to everybody?
Yes, it was a pleasure for me being here. One more time, thank you for organizing all this.
You're welcome.
Everyone.
Great job. I'm just going to cruise around, and before we kick on the track, I'm going to thank everybody for stopping in. So, Mar, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show. Thank you. Jackie, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show. Masha, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show. Maria, thank you for dropping in, being part of the show. Sketch, good to see you. Thank you for dropping in, being part of the show. Tara, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Thank you for dropping in, being part of the show. Manic, thank you for dropping in, being part of the show. Josh, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show. Appreciate it. Liz, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show. Pega, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show. Vicky, thank you for dropping in and being part of the show, Vicky. Good to see you. Looking forward to NFT NYC. Elham, good to see you. That's who Liz is. Okay. Very talented husband, Liz. Way to support. Now, Leah, thank you for dropping in, being part of the show. Peace. Thank you for dropping in. Kaz, Monica, good to see you. Art, Panta, good to see you. Soimia, good to see you. Soimia, you need to check your DMs. I'm trying to get you on a show. The Art of Rose, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. George, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Paris Hart, thank you for stopping in. Favi, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. What's up, Favi? And OC, thank you for stopping in. All right, guys, thank you for stopping in. Let's see. I think we got everybody. It's probably pretty quiet over on Facebook. No. BB, Alan, thank you for stopping in, guys. Maggie, thank you for stopping in over on Facebook and joining the show. We're probably quiet on Twitch. Yeah. Oh, no. Catalina. Oh, Kat. What's up, Kat? Kat must be streaming on Twitch over there as well. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for stopping in. And YouTube is quiet. I'm always waiting for our first YouTube. All right, Alex. Last chance to wave goodbye. We're gonna hit this track. We're gonna close out on your art. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
And that was a damn good show. What's up, Kat? I see you. Amazing show. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it. See all you guys on the next one. Peace.